My name is Charles Cassidy, and I run a website called Evidence-Based Wisdom. In this animation, we'll be tackling the most important and practical question of all. Can we intentionally develop wisdom? With a range of well-established scientific wisdom scales currently available to researchers, the impact of potential wisdom-boosting interventions can now be reliably assessed. There are broadly two types of interventions that researchers have considered: short-term and long-term interventions. Short-term interventions work by enabling participants to access wisdom they already have, rather than developing new wisdom as such. They aim to help a participant perform more wisely in the present situation, with no claim that they will necessarily continue to perform more wisely at a later date. The first of these is the imagined dialogue intervention, developed by Boehmig, Krumha, Staudinger and Baltes in the 1990s. Participants were presented with a life dilemma. They were then instructed to imagine engaging in dialogue with a person of their choice, or even just to reflect on the problem alone before responding to the dilemma. This step was shown to increase their performance level by almost 1 standard deviation. In 2002, Baltes and Staudinger went on to develop the cloud ride intervention. This time, before responding to the life dilemma, participants were instructed to imagine travelling across the planet on a cloud, observing as they did a rich diversity of countries and communities below them on their journey. By considering the views of a broader range of cultures, participants were primed to be more culturally sensitive and tolerant, resulting in an increase in overall wisdom scores. More recently, in 2013, Grossman and Cross developed the self-distancing intervention. People had been shown in earlier research to exhibit an asymmetry in wise reasoning, meaning they are wiser when reflecting on other people's problems compared with their own. The researchers found when the participants were instructed to self-distance, i.e. consider their problems as if they were someone else's, this asymmetry was eliminated, and the wisdom of their reasoning had been shown to improve. Long-term interventions consider a more fundamental type of change. What might lead to consistent, sustained, stable, higher wisdom performance? Gathering data and establishing causal relationships over a long time scale is more challenging and costly, so the scientific evidence for long-term interventions is less robust. However, there are a number of potential candidates that are piquing researchers' interest. Firstly, there is a consensus building amongst researchers that a broad range of life experiences is essential to developing wisdom. Analysis of the personality profiles of high wisdom performers by Staudinger, Lopez and Baltes in 1997 showed that openness to experience is the most predictive personality characteristic for wisdom. However, researchers stress that experience is only helpful if it is learnt from, so they're talking about something more like considered experience. This also might explain why, contrary to popular opinion, wisdom does not necessarily come with age. Whilst age offers the opportunity to accumulate more experiences and hence the chance to develop wisdom, unless individuals learn from these experiences, there is no guarantee that they will grow in wisdom. Secondly, a number of researchers suggest that traumatic experiences may play a key role in the development of wisdom. Psychologist Juan Pascual Leone suggests that personal tragedies or ultimate limit situations, if faced with awareness and resolve, can lead to considerable growth. This concept was formalized by researchers Tedeschi and Calhoun as post-traumatic growth, and suggests that trauma can lead to perspective shifts and a sharper focus on what's important, both central aspects of many wisdom frameworks. Finally, the practice of meditation is emerging as a strong candidate for the development of wisdom. Many of the characteristics associated with wisdom have been shown in separate studies to increase with regular meditation. Harvard neuroscientist Sarah Lazar, for example, showed that 8 weeks of meditation led to thickening in brain regions responsible for perspective-taking, empathy, and compassion. Furthermore, a team from Chicago University's Wisdom Research Project published a study early in 2016 suggesting that meditators do indeed score relatively highly for wisdom, and that long-time meditators score more highly than new meditators. Whilst considerably more data is needed, the relationship between meditation and wisdom is clearly an exciting area ripe for further investigation by the research community. So, a handful of practices have been shown to help people boost their wisdom performance in the short term. On a longer term basis, considered life experience, traumatic experiences in particular, and even meditation all potentially play a key role in developing wisdom over the course of a lifetime. To learn more about the development of wisdom and to find out more about other potential wisdom interventions currently under consideration in the research community, visit us at evidencebasedwisdom.com, and we look forward to seeing you there.